Imagine for a moment that I'm about to tell you an uncomfortable truth right now. Inside your own home, very likely in the place where you prepare your food, there is something quietly harming you. You see it every day. You use it without hesitation. There's a strong chance it was part of your very first meal this morning. It looks ordinary, familiar, safe, but it isn't as innocent as it seems. This isn't something that causes a sudden collapse or an immediate reaction. Its damage is far more subtle. It works slowly, silently, and relentlessly. It accumulates its effects over time, gradually interfering with the most complex structure you possess, your brain. Over more than 20 years of studying the nervous system, the hardest part of my professional life was never facing incurable diseases. What truly stayed with me was watching vibrant, intelligent, full of life people slowly fade not because of fate, but because of preventable damage. Many of them arrived only after their thoughts had become tangled, after their mental clarity had already slipped away. Today, I've decided not to stay silent. I want to speak to you plainly. No technical jargon. No complicated terminology. I want to talk to you honestly, like someone who cares about you. I'm going to explain clearly and directly what this hidden threat is, how it affects your brain, and most importantly, what you can do about it. I invite you to stay with me, because realizing this now isn't just about learning something new. It's about protecting your memories, your identity, and the essence of who you are before time causes damage that can't be undone. Let's begin. Your brain is a quiet guardian, like an orchestra conductor. It coordinates every movement, every emotion, every memory that makes up your life story. Yet this power is also its greatest vulnerability. When the brain begins to suffer, it rarely sounds an alarm. Neurological decline doesn't announce itself loudly. It creeps in like a shadow, stealing tiny fragments of clarity year after year. By the time people notice that their memory is faltering, that words don't flow as easily, or that a strange mental fog has settled in, the process is often already advanced. And in many cases, it can't be fully reversed. I've seen the fear in countless eyes when a diagnosis is finally confirmed. And almost everyone asks the same painful question: why didn't I notice sooner? The answer usually lies in invisible threats that have become part of daily life. My goal today is to give you your power of choice back. We're going to uncover the most common and most damaging of these hidden enemies. What you're about to hear isn't just a list of facts. It's a roadmap for protecting your independence, your memory, and your mind in the years ahead. Before we go deeper, there's something crucial you need to understand. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to harm. Aging changes the conditions. Just as eyesight weakens or hair turns gray, the brain also becomes more vulnerable. The problem is that we often continue feeding this incredibly valuable engine the very things that strain and damage it. This decline doesn't happen overnight. It's the result of countless small assaults piling up over decades silent, where that eventually opens the door to serious cognitive problems. To help you see this clearly, I've grouped the main culprits into 4 major destructive forces. We'll start with the least obvious and move toward the most dangerous, the one that looks the most innocent, is the hardest to give up, and causes the greatest harm. Let's begin. The 4th destructive force is physical inactivity. This one is especially deceptive. It's not something you eat or drink. You don't buy it or consume it. It appears when you don't do something. I'm talking about a lack of movement. You might think sitting has nothing to do with your brain. In reality, the connection is profound. Picture your brain as a vast garden suspended in the air. Although it makes up only a small percentage of your body weight, it consumes an enormous amount of oxygen and energy. To stay healthy, it needs constant, strong circulation. That circulation is fueled by movement. Every time you move, your heart pumps more powerfully, sending fresh, oxygen-rich blood to the brain. This flow clears waste and nourishes every nerve cell. But when you sit for hours on a chair, on a couch, that flow slows down. Over time, it becomes stagnant, like still water. Waste accumulates. Oxygen decreases. The environment becomes hostile. This leads not only to weight gain or blood sugar problems, but to something more troubling on a chemical level. There's a crucial substance often called the brain's growth fertilizer that supports memory, learning, and resilience. Every time you walk, your body releases it. When you don't move, its production drops sharply. The result is a brain that slowly weakens and a significantly higher risk of long-term memory problems. The good news? You don't need extreme changes. You don't need to become an athlete. The key is breaking up inactivity. Stand up often. Stretch. Walk for 10 minutes. Next week, make it 15. Consistency, not intensity, is what protects your mind. Remember this. A little movement is always better than none. The third destructive force is alcohol. This enemy is a master disguise. It appears at celebrations, social gatherings, and moments of relaxation. For years, we've been told that a glass of wine is good for the heart. But when it comes to the brain, this comforting idea falls apart. Alcohol is directly toxic to the nervous system. It easily crosses the brain's protective barrier and begins causing damage almost immediately. It reduces brain volume, harms memory centers, and suppresses the very substances that help the brain repair itself. Even moderate, regular drinking has been shown to accelerate cognitive decline over time. So what should you do? Start with honesty. Ask yourself if you truly need alcohol to relax or feel good. If you choose to drink, make it rare and minimal. When it comes to an aging brain, there is no completely safe amount. Every sip leaves a trace. The second destructive force is poor sleep. Many people proudly claim they function just fine on 5 or 6 hours a night. But feeling functional doesn't mean your brain is protected. Think of your brain as a busy city. All day long, it produces waste. The cleanup happens only during deep sleep. At night, an extraordinary cleansing system activates, flushing out toxins, including substances strongly linked to cognitive decline. When sleep is cut short, this cleanup remains unfinished. Waste accumulates year after year, quietly damaging neurons and memory. Sleep is not a luxury. It's a biological necessity. Aim for 7 to 9 hours, keep consistent hours, and protect your sleep environment like it's sacred, because it is. Now, I need your full attention. The number one destructive force, the most dangerous of all, is the combination of sugar and highly refined flour. Sweet foods, sugary drinks, white bread, pastries, and ultra-processed snacks don't attack the brain in just one way. They assault it from multiple directions at once. They disrupt the brain's ability to use energy, fuel chronic inflammation, damage blood vessels, interfere with protein structures linked to memory loss, and block the brain's ability to repair and adapt. Thank you for giving this moment to your health. Your brain works tirelessly for you every second. I wish you a long life, a strong memory, and a clear mind to the very end.